Every business needs a brand, and every brand must be strategically aligned to the needs, wants, and expectations of the ideal client. Every brand also needs visibility, reach, and impact, and client conversion and cash flow optimization. And in the absence of this, that brand can be compromised.
Essential Care Pharmacy, providing more than your healthcare needs. Get the best in muscle building products, health supplement products, beauty care products, medical supplies, colognes and cosmetics, blood pressure testing kits. Access our medical doctors, and so much more. Essential Care Pharmacy, your leading healthcare provider.
Over the last three episodes, I introduced pathways to brand leadership. So we look at pathway 1, 2, and today we're going to be looking at pathway 3. But let me quickly recap. On the pathway 1, we look at how to master the process of thinking ahead in the context of brand leadership. Pathway 2, we look at how to master the process of seeing beyond problems in the context of brand leadership. Today, we will be looking at how to master the process of informed action in the context of brand leadership. So today we are looking at pathways to brand leadership, P3. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to establish at the beginning of this program. So as we go into pathway 3, which is master the process of informed action in the context of brand leadership, there's a couple of things that I want to stand out in your mind. Any effort to attain brand leadership means that the things that I'm going to be discussing now must be given the fullest of consideration. One, you need a strong brand design and a well-developed impact strategy. So it's not only about designing that brand, you also need to ensure that you have a well-developed strategies to impact the ideal client. And we will look at some of that today. We have also looked at some of this in lesson 1 and 2. Second, you need to have a well-developed brand visibility game plan or the brand strategy game plan. In the absence of visibility, you don't get to reach and make impact. So in the absence of having that visibility game plan strategy, the brand will also be compromised. And last but not least, it is very important as you ask yourself, what is the smartest, fastest way to position myself in the market as a brand leader? It's important to also consider adequate budgetary allocation for brand positioning. The absence of adequate budgetary allocation to position your brands in the hearts, minds, and souls of the ideal client can also compromise your brand. So these are three overarching concepts that I really want you to focus on as we go into today's program. Now, let's take this a step further. Today, we are looking at how to master the process of informed action in the context of brand leadership. Now, what exactly am I talking about here? The ability to take informed action gives us high reward, gives us measurable results, gives us predictable outcome with the highest degree of accuracy. Can you attain all of this with your brand? Now, let me break all of this down so as to ensure that you have a clear mental picture of what I'm saying. The ability to take informed action gives us high reward. Now, what exactly is high reward? In this context, what I'm saying is that it is necessary for you to have a clear mental picture of what you want to accomplish, why you want to accomplish it, how to accomplish it, and to also be able to apply the science of success to realize that. Now, there are many persons that are taking action, never get to understand what is the science of success in alignment to the very action that you're taking. So your very action in of itself can be compromised. In this context, this is what we are saying. And before the end of today, I will give you some high-level overview, some overarching perspective of how you can apply this in the context of positioning your brand as a leader in the market. The ability to take informed action gives us measurable results. What is measurable result? This is what I want you to think about as you think about measurable results. You are an engineer. Part of what you do, you build houses. So you apply the project management technique to building the house. Any experienced engineer and project manager, they do not move their processes forward unless they have a clear mental picture of what they are doing. So if you're attempting to take action to position your brand in the market, you need to ask yourself, are you very clear about your processes? Let's look at some of the processes when you want measurable results. Now, first of all, an engineer, has their builder's plan drawing. In the context of brand leadership, you have your plan. You know what you want to accomplish, why and how to accomplish, and you can execute or apply yourself towards achieving that. That could be very much your builder's plan drawing. It's your blueprint. But is that enough? The engineer has a project manager on his side if he is not a project manager. And they would have developed what is known as the WBS. Now, what is the WBS? A WBS is what is known as a work breakdown structure. A work breakdown structure is relevant to you even as you attempt to position your business and your brand in the market and to attain the leadership in this regard. Because your WBS, your work breakdown structure, helps you to understand several things. It helps you to understand your project start date. It helps you to understand the project end date. It helps you to understand the project completion criteria. It is the project completion criteria that you are using as a basis for measurable results. So in the context of an engineer knows when he wants to start the building, when the building should finish, and the quality of that building at the end of the day. That's completion criteria. Are you able to apply these tools as you take steps to position your products and service in the market as the very concepts apply to you? You need to understand the tool, and this is why we call it inform action. You need to understand the tool. And I will go into today's program to really help you to understand the expertise, the people that can help you with this to attain informed action.
Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York. Do more than just support our clients to pitch their businesses to investors access working capital at 0% APR. We also support our clients to grow and scale their businesses faster and cash flow optimize. Pitch Deck 101 LLC recent partnership with 10X Branding Marketing LLC and Global Capital Inc. out of the USA has enabled us to form unique partnership with multiple financial institutions, which means we can do even more to accelerate the success of our clients. Let Pitch Deck 101 LLC give you the support you need to pitch to investors, access capital, access new markets and grow and scale your business. Contact us now on 332-235-1099 for a free consultation.
So let's get right back to the engineer who's building that house. A professional engineer knows exactly how to position his team to attain measurable results because he knows exactly how to deploy them in the house building process to achieve what he would term as informed action. So let me look at some of the tools. An engineer who is experienced in the house building process, who's experienced with project management, this is what his tools will look like. One, he has his WBS. His WBS gives him a number of important data: start date, end date, completion criteria. It also gives him a step-by-step approach as to how projects need to be executed so as to attain the completion criteria. In running a project, it is important to also recognize that things may go wrong because there's no perfect project. So even as you set out to position your brand in the market as a leader, something may go wrong. But what are the tools that you're using to pull your project back on course? The engineer, the project manager, they're able to use a concept that we call configuration management to ensure that the project comes back on track. So your end date is compliant, meaning that everyone is compliant to the activities that needs to be done to reach the end date deadline. And compliant means a number of things. You may have to shift the project in multiple directions in order to bring it back to that timeline. I will not get into that now, but I'm doing this just to help you to understand tools that are available to help you to attain the measurable results. In the absence of these tools, the possibility exists that you have a runaway train. In business, you want high reward. In business, you need measurable results. In business, you need predictable outcome with the highest degree of accuracy. The important question, are you in a position of strength to achieve all of this? So when we talk of the ability to take informed action, we're talking about all of this. Are you able to bring the science to business to brand leadership. Now, let me push one step further. The ability to take informed action gives us predictable outcome. Let us go a little deeper into predictable outcome in the context of brand leadership. Every 9 months, and you can complete this sentence, a baby is born. Is that predictable outcome? What this is saying to a trained mind is that every 9 months, or it takes 9 months for a baby to born. But what are the predictable realities around the birth of that child? What are the predictable realities leading up to the birth of that child? There are predictable realities here. Now, it is your ability to collect the right information, to analyze the right information that will enable you to leverage the right information so as to get the predictable outcome. So there's a lot of predictability, but if you don't know the right tools that to use to achieve impact based on those predictable outcomes, there is where you lose. There is where you are not able to take informed action to achieve desired results. Now let's look at this just a little bit more. A baby is born every 9 months, or it takes 9 months for a baby to born. That mother has to have prenatal care. That mother, she has to have postnatal care. That baby has to be exposed to certain products and services after that baby would have born. All of these things are predictable. If you want that baby to be healthy, there are certain things that you would need to do. Now, in the context of brand leadership, you want to be asking yourself, how much are you focusing on this? And how much are you really innovating products and services to address those predictable outcomes, to address those predictabilities? It is your ability to do this that really helps you, the brand leader, to be able to take informed action. But to do this, you must understand the tools that are there to help you to achieve this. And there's a lot of predictability. So yes, in business and in marketing, when you understand how to deploy the right tools, you're able to get predictable outcome. The big question here is that you can predict that every 9 months a baby is born, or it takes 9 months for a baby to be born. You can predict that every 2 years, 9 months, a newborn baby goes to, you could end this sentence for me, to school. The reality again is showing that when you do the analysis, when you do the research, when you have the data on this particular context, we can see that we have 385,000 babies that are born every day globally. And globally, we have 140 million babies that are born annually around the world. This is data. So if you're building a business model around this, it is saying that you have some predictabilities. The predictable factors are saying that we have 383,000 babies that are born daily. So how are you innovating your products and services to address this predictability? The research is also showing that we have 140 million babies that are born annually. The big question again, how are you innovating products and services? How are you positioning your products and services in the market to stand out as a market leader based on the data? So again, you have a lot of predictability here, but how are you leveraging this data to take informed action to achieve what we are talking about, predictable outcome? Again, this is not for the novice. It takes knowledge, it takes experience, it takes expertise to really help a rising star in business to deduct this type of information and leverage this type of information to position your products and services in the market as the brand leader. All right. So this is not for the novice, but I'm saying to you, as a rising star in business, you need to have this type of information. The last concept that I'm going to look at today on this concept, high reward, measurable results, predictable outcome, I want to talk about the highest degree of accuracy. The ability to take informed action gives us high degree of accuracy, the highest degree of accuracy. And can you say why? Now I'm going to get into some of the data, why an expert is able to take informed action and also attain the highest degree of accuracy. To attain the highest degree of accuracy, there's something that we call the biodata markers. How exposed are you to biodata markers in the context of brand leadership? in the context of taking informed action to achieve predictable outcome. Now, if you don't understand what is biodata markers and how to read this, there lies a challenge. You're going to compromise your effort to achieve the high reward, the measurable results, the predictable outcome with the highest degree of accuracy. You're a novice. You don't have the experience. You don't have the know-how. And you need to take the guesswork and the speculation out of the brand building process. To better diagnose the biodata markers, there are several things that an expert will look at because there are predictabilities in what I'm about to say. An expert, professional, individual who wants to take informed action, and this relates to brand leadership in the context of brand leadership, in the context of positioning your products and services in the hearts, mind, and soul of the ideal client, they are collecting sensitive information. Some may call it demographic data, but they are collecting sensitive information and they're analyzing sensitive information and they're using up-leveling that type of information to make better, smarter business decisions. Again, this is not for the novice. They're also collecting sensitive information in the context of psychographics. And it is this body of knowledge that really helps the expert to truly understand how to innovate and how to innovate in alignment with the needs, wants, and expectations of the specific demographic. In the context of innovating products, they are looking at the data and they're saying we have 385,000 babies that are born every day. We have 140 million babies that are born annually. This is what the data is saying. So they take demographic data, they look at psychographic interest, and then they innovate based on this. And then, as I said, the big question, you may have this data, but the biggest challenge for you is how do you position your brand in the market? How do you break through the know, like, and trust? So you become the dominant player in the market, and there are ways in which you can do this. The challenge lies not in the predictable factor, but it's how do you bring predictable outcome to the level of consumption that is given to your brand. There is where you're going to be able to attain the brand leadership. Again, this is not for the novice.
Essential Care Pharmacy, providing more than your healthcare needs. Get the best in muscle-building products, health supplement products, beauty care products, medical supplies, colognes and cosmetics, blood pressure testing kits. Access our medical doctors, and so much more. Essential Care Pharmacy, your leading healthcare provider.
By extracting these data, biodata points, it really puts the professional in the position of strength where they are now able to take informed action to achieve a desired result. As I said, there are major differences between taking action and informed action. It's like night and day. When we talk of taking informed action, it's largely because we are saying this on the premise that you understand this process, or you need to understand a process that will help you to attain high reward, measurable results, predictable outcome with the highest degree of accuracy. Let me push on a little bit here. To put yourself in a position of strength to attain the high reward, the measurable results, the predictable outcome with the highest degree of accuracy in the context of brand leadership, there are a number of things that you can do. One is what we call position yourself as the subject matter expert. Now, everything that I'm talking about, you need expertise in this field. And because you are an expert in this field, you are now able to take informed action to achieve predictable outcome, desired results. So let's break this down. At the beginning of this program, I talk about brand design and your impact strategy. I talk about brand visibility strategy, and I also talk about brand positioning and budgetary allocation. Let's go into this a little bit, because I did say that any one of these things going off track will compromise your efforts to position your brand as a leader in the market. So let's dig a little deeper into this. We're looking now at you as a subject matter expert. What are some of the expertise that you need here? And we're talking about expertise in the context of brand leadership. One of the first things that you want to know that you are capable of doing is designing a strong brand. And a strong brand is aligned to the needs, wants, and expectations of the ideal client. Now, how are you going to do this? To develop a strong brand that is aligned to the needs, wants, and expectations of the ideal client is not accidental. It's not wishful thinking. It's not speculation. You need data. All right. You need need data. It is because of the data several things is going to happen. You're not only going to be relevant or innovate with relevance to the ideal client, you can also position the brand to be different. So you have your differentiating factors, and your differentiating factors also really helps you to stand out in the market. So these are all things that you need to think about as you're thinking about building a strong brand that is aligned to the needs, wants, and expectations of the ideal client. It is the ability to be market sensitive. It is the ability to be market oriented that will help you, or should be, the springboard that is driving you to be market responsive. But you need data. Market orientation leads to market sensitivity, and market sensitivity is what is you want to inspire your response. Not your response inspiring every other thing. It is your ability to take all of this information that again is going to set you up to position the brand in the market, and really help you to break through what we call the know, the like, and the trust. And many businesses struggle with this. Many businesses struggle with this. Many businesses struggle to break through the know, like, and trust because, again, you're not able to take informed action because, again, you are not able to deploy the scientific methods to achieving brand leadership. It is absolutely necessary to deploy these concepts that I'm talking about in the design process. You don't want to design a product. You don't want to offer a service only to recognize it's not relevant, only to recognize it's not going to achieve impact. And it's not going to achieve impact because you're not looking at the predictability factor. So it's important to go into this body of knowledge and up level this body of knowledge in your brand innovation, in your brand creation, and also with the other tools that we're going to be looking at to really drive that business as a leader in the market. So the first concept that we're going deep into here is brand design and your impact strategy. Do you have this? You can innovate a brand because that brand is not being designed for you. You might be designing the brand, but that brand is being designed to add value and is being designed to fix problems for the ideal client. So it makes a lot of sense to really commit the time, the talent, and the resources to collect this body of knowledge that can really help you to make an informed and educated decision in the brand creation, the brand innovation, the brand development process. That is what's going to lead to impact. That's what's going to lead the foundation that will lead to predictable outcome. And part of your predictable outcome is to cash flow optimize. Now let's come to the second part here, brand visibility strategy. I have seen this happen many, many, many times. You're young, you're ambitious, you're excited to jumpstart your business, and you do so. And I want to say kudos to you. You need a tap on your shoulder for bravery and for courage and for applying elements of leadership. But what I see happen very often is that you invest a lot of time into think tanking and brainstorming your innovation, and you even get to the point of innovating your products, your service, only to recognize that you don't have your brand visibility strategy. Now, there's a number of things that you want to consider when you are attempting to position the brand to be visible, when you're attempting to position the brand in the market as a leader. Today, we are looking at the pathways to brand leadership. And of course, we're talking today in the context of your ability to take informed action to achieve a desired end results. What does visibility looks like? Every effort to position the brand to be visible, they should have a master plan, a game plan, a strategy behind this. So let's break this down a little bit. So from the time you hear visibility, several things should come to mind immediately. Again, this is not for the novice. You need to be an expert to be able to deploy these techniques effectively. If you're not, get a support. So we are seeing you now as a subject matter expert. Are you the subject matter expert that is trained to navigate your brand on the pathway to brand leadership? So when you hear of visibility, you're hearing several things. You're hearing mass media. What is mass media? Radio, television, and newspaper. How effectively, how well are you using these platforms to attain visibility? We are also talking about social media. You have a plethora of social media platforms. How well do you understand them, and how well are you deploying your branding and marketing strategy into these channels of communication so as to achieve the objective that you want. Brand leadership, you want high reward, measurable results, predictable outcome with the highest degree of accuracy. How well do you understand the press media to be able to deploy your communication, your marketing, your advertising content into these platforms to help you to attain your high reward, measurable results, predictable outcome with the highest degree of accuracy? You see, in many cases, you don't fully understand this. You don't understand visibility, the ecosystem of brand visibility. And it is because of this is some of the reason why your effort to attain brand leadership is constantly compromised. Are you thinking about the metaverse? A lot of development is taking place in the metaverse today, and specific demographic are shifting to the metaverse. They're shifting from mass, some are shifting from social media, they're going into the metaverse. How well are you targeting this platform as an effective, essential, and relevant communication platform to communicate your brand value offer to the public? Are you able to position your minimum viable offer, your most viable offer into these channels of communication to help you get the visibility, the reach, the impact, the client conversion, the cash flow optimization that you so badly desire? So when you hear visibility, there are four important concepts that you want to come to mind. You've heard three: mass media, social media, the metaverse, an independent communication channel. Of course, we are discussing today brand leadership, pathways to brand leadership. And if you really want to position your business and your brand to attain brand leadership, and you are not deploying some of these things that I'm talking about, or all of these things that I'm talking about, there lies a challenge. There lies a challenge. And your vision to attain brand leadership will be compromised. I also continue to emphasize visibility is not reach, and you need to be focused on this. Is the medium of communication that you're using able to give you the reach? Because it's only when you get the reach, reaching the ideal client, then you're set up to make impact. But reaching the ideal client, again, does not guarantee that you're going to make impact. What guarantees that you're going to make impact is that when you reach that ideal client, your minimum or most viable offer is aligned and relevant to their interests. It's going to be relevant and aligned to their interests when you apply yourself in a market sensitive manner, when you are market oriented, market sensitive, and market responsive. If you're not taking all of this into consideration, you may reach the ideal client but never make impact because you're not relevant. You're not relevant because you don't have the data. So your effort to attain brand leadership is going to be compromised because of all of these moving parts. Again, this is not for the novice. Many businesses are starting and failing. The statistics are showing that, and there are reasons why that is happening. We do what we do largely because we want to help to reverse the failure rate that so many businesses encounter. We want to reverse that process. All right. So I'm really trusting that you're taking notes of what I'm saying here, and you're ready to deploy this body of knowledge to position your business and your brand for greatness.
Elevate your business with 10X Branding and Marketing LLC. Our expert team specializes in enhancing your brand's visibility and connecting you with your ideal clients. We employ strategies that increase reach, leaving a lasting impact and driving client conversion. Trust and credibility are vital in businesses and excel in building them even with a limited budget. Our cost-effective approaches ensure you get the best results without overspending. Ready to boost your business cash flow? Contact us at 332-235-T99 and let 10X Branding and Marketing LLC guide you to success. Our focus is on elevating your visibility, which directly translates to growth. Experience the power of effective branding and marketing with us and witness your business thrive.
Let me quickly go through this. As we talk about the brand visibility strategy, yes, you want the visibility, you want the reach, you want the impact, you want the client conversion, you want to build trust, and you want to build confidence and credibility. All of these are moving parts that you want to attain with your brand. Do you have a master plan? Do you have a strategy that speaks to every single area that I've just mentioned here? If you don't have these blueprints, possibility exists that you are not taking informed action, you're taking action. And again, You're going to spend a lot of money and waste a lot of money. You're going to have sleepless nights. You're going to have stress, and you're going to affect your blood pressure in a negative way. And that's not what you want. So if you're not the subject matter expert who's capable of doing this, what alternative do you have? I'm going to come to that just now. The next concept that I want to look at here, as I promised to look at, is brand positioning and budgetary allocation. There must be adequate budgetary allocation to position your brand in the market. This is another reason why you're going to fail. Many of you spend time to develop the strong brand, and kudos to that. Many of you may develop, time to do up your visibility game plan. But guess what? You didn't make budgetary allocation to get the brand into the market, to filter your brand image, your advertising, copywriting content into the mass media, into social media, into the metaverse, and into independent communication channel. There's no budgetary allocation for that. So what happens? Common sense will tell you that in the absence of making adequate budgetary allocation to put your brand, get your brand into the hearts, mind, and souls of the ideal client, you don't have any chances of positioning your brand in the market as a leader. You don't. And there are many persons have the falsified notion that by deploying your ads into social media, just by doing so is going to set you up for success. Well, if you're not the 2% of social media influencers who are able to do that and really make impact, I'm sorry for you, because the majority of persons, if you don't have an advertising budget, if you don't have a strategy behind how you're placing ad across the spectrum of advertising platform, you are compromised. You're compromised. So I want you to think about this. You want to ensure that you have adequate budgetary allocation to move the brand to the point where it is in the hearts, the minds, and the soul of your ideal client. That is what's going to literally set you up to attain brand leadership. And there's a myth that capital is not available. There's capital in the market. You may not know about it. Let's look at some solution. You're struggling to raise capital. Are you thinking of appointing a capital market specialist to your team? If not, why not? Are you thinking about attracting or contracting an external expert in finance to support you and your brand leadership? If not, why not? We'll go deeper into that just now. Because there are financing available in the market. The possibility exists that you don't know enough about this. And that's why you don't have the capital. You're going to struggle to raise capital to really amplify the visibility, the reach, the impact, and client conversion, the cash flow optimization of your brand. You're not going to be able to build confidence, trust, and credibility, and that's going to undermine the success of what you're doing. Let's go a step further. Again, I'm doing some high-level overview because I want you to understand this. So everything that I've just talked about, I spoke about it in the context of you being a subject matter expert. Now, if you are not the subject matter expert in this space, you need help. And my advice for you as a rising star in business, go get help. All right. Go get help, because you can struggle with this for decades. I've seen it happen. I've seen people struggling with this for one, decade, 10, 15, 20 years. And there's no reasons why you should be struggling to raise capital to move your vision forward because of capital. Capital is available. Talk to an expert, and the right expert will set you up for success. I'm going to quickly go through the remaining steps. Now, if you are not a subject matter expert, there are things that you can do to help to position your brand in the market as a leader. Get a mentor. Get the right mentor. The right mentor will provide guidance and advice and give you feedback support. Get a mentor. The reason you want to get a mentor, the right mentor, is because they have years of experience in front of you. And sometimes when you're paying a mentor, it's not you paying them for an hour of the information to share with you. You're paying them largely because they have 20, 30, 40 years of experience doing what they do. And that's what you're paying for. And that in itself can save you stress, sleepless nights, money. Stress, sleepless nights, and money can save you all of that. So get a mentor, get the right mentor. Next advice, get a coach. Not just any coach, get the right coach, because a coach do something different than the mentor. Similar but different. A coach is able to work with you to assess your strengths and your weaknesses. You might be plowing away at something that you are really not good at. You're not even called to perhaps function in that way. And some coach, they're good enough. because of their training and background and experience to say, I believe that you're a good public speaker. I believe that you're a good, sales executive. I believe you're a good influencer, and I think you should put your energy here. And because they're advising you to go there, the possibility exists that they may be able to also help you to connect with all the moving parts to build a successful brand along those areas. A coach is there with you. They're working with you on your strengths. They're working with you on your weaknesses. They're helping you to identify opportunities and how to capitalize on all of that. Get a coach. Some of the best of us, we have mentors and we have coach. And if even you're a subject matter expert, I want to assure you that there are going to be areas in your life that you still need a mentor and a coach. And that's why you have an organization chart. The organization chart should be filled out with mentors and coach. If you're able to do this, kudos to you, because your organization chart is going to reflect your strategic, tactical, and operational leadership. And if you do this and build this out right, you're on the pathway to success. The next thing that you need is a sponsor. Now, you have different types of sponsor, but one of the things that makes a sponsor stands out is that they listen to you, like the Shark Tank, and they like your ideas, and they come alongside you and they invest with you. They sponsor your program. Some people sponsor for profit. Some people sponsor as philanthropists. Some people sponsor for the love of doing it, but you need to get a sponsor. If not, why not? Would it hurt you to get a sponsor? And I'm speaking here in the context of brand leadership, pathways to brand leadership. Why not? The last concept that I'm going to share with you is, as you set yourself up to position your brand in the market as a leader, how can a supportive community helps you with this? And supportive community means a whole lot. You have non-governmental supportive communities and you have governmental supportive communities that are there cheering you on, that are there because they want you to develop, because they want you to contribute to economic development. They want you to create jobs and, reduce joblessness. They want you to drive your business to be successful so you can pay better salaries to your staff and reduce poverty. So you have these strategic entities that are set up to give you the kind of support to move a vision and development process forward. If you're not an expert at these things to move your vision forward, I advise you to get the mentor, get the course, get the sponsor, build out the supportive community. So I'm going to pause here for today, and I really trust that you had a lot to take away today as we do that deep dive into pathways to brand leadership, lesson 3. On the lesson 3, we talk about the ability to take informed action. And again, I want to emphasize this. There's a major difference between taking action and informed action. Major differences. I'm seeing that millions of people who are taking action, you're just taking action and without the results. But the objective of taking informed action is because the results is guaranteed. You're able to get high reward, measurable results, predictable outcome with the highest degree of accuracy. Why? Because you're using science to guide your processes. You're using science to guide your efforts. So I want you to think deep about this and really start to position yourself for greatness in branding and brand leadership. And in the event that you need support, I encourage you to reach out to us. I'll be happy to give you any support that you need to move your brand forward. My name is Gary Thompson, and I must say it has been a tremendous pleasure being with you today. And I look forward to talking with you in the next podcast. Remember to like, subscribe, and share so you will be the first to get these programs that we are bringing to you on a regular basis.
Pitch Deck 101 LLC out of New York. Do more than just support our clients to pitch their businesses to investors access working capital at 0% APR. We also support our clients to grow and scale their businesses faster and cash flow optimize. Pitch Deck 101 LLC recent partnership with 10X Branding Marketing LLC and Global Capital Inc. out of the USA has enabled us to form unique partnership with multiple financial institutions, which means we can do even more to accelerate the success of our clients. Let Pitch Deck 101 LLC give you the support you need to pitch to investors, access capital, access new markets, and grow and scale your business. Contact us now on 332-235-1099 for a free consultation.